King was born Mabel Elizabeth Washington in Charleston, South Carolina, the daughter of Rosalie Washington and Joseph Washington on Christmas Day 1932. She was raised in Harlem, New York, where she eventually became a gospel and nightclub singer. She did not start acting until her mid-30s, in 1966, when she played the role of Maria in the national touring play of Porgy and Bess. The following year she played the role of Ernestina in the Broadway musical/comedy Hello, Dolly. Then in 1972, she acted in the musical film Don't Play Us Cheap, which went unreleased until the following year, after it had been performed on Broadway as a stage play. That same year, she played the Queen of Murthia in the horror film Ganja and Hess. In January 1975, she played the role of Eveline, the Wicked Witch of the West in the all-African-American cast of the Broadway musical The Wiz. The role earned her a Drama Desk Award nomination for Outstanding Featured Actress in a Musical. Her performance in The Wiz brought her much attention, and soon after she received roles in the films The Bingo Long Traveling All-Stars and Motor Kings, with Billy D. Williams and James Earl Jones, and Scott Joplin, with Billy D. Williams and Clifton Davis. In June 1980, King returned to stage work, starring in the Broadway musical It's So Nice to Be Civilized. However, the show did poorly and closed after 8 performances. In 1976, she was offered the role of Mabel Thomas on the sitcom What's Happening. Her character often used the catchphrase, "This is true," which she said to her children when she tried to prove a point to them. King played the role from 1976 to 1978, but due to disagreements with the direction the creators wanted to take the series, she left What's Happening in 1978 after 2 seasons. That same year, she reprised the role of Eveline for the 1978 film version of The Wiz. It was the second time in her career that she appeared in a movie after being in the stage version, the first being Don't Play Us Cheap. The following year, she appeared in the film The Jerk as the mother to Steve Martin's character. King received mostly guest spots on television series including Fantasy Island, The Jeffersons, Amazing Stories and Tales from the Dark Side. In between, she signed on with then Hollywood agent Ruben Malloret, who negotiated her reprised role of Mama Johnson in the made-for-TV movie The Jerk, 2, 1984. Yes, her last 2 movie roles were Scrooged, 1988, starring Bill Murray, and Dead Men Don't Die, 1990, starring Elliot Gould. King was married to Melvin King from June 1967 until September 1989. She and Larry Banks had 1 child, a son named Larry Jr. who died in 1996. King was a staunch conservative Republican, strongly supporting the presidency of Ronald Reagan. King was diabetic, and in 1986 one of her toes was amputated as a result of the disease. In 1990, King suffered a stroke and entered the motion picture and television Country House and Hospital in Woodland Hills, California, effectively ending her professional career. In 1991, King's diabetes resulted in the amputation of her left leg. In 1994, her right leg was also amputated. King would also lose one of her arms to diabetes. On November 9, 1999, King died at the age of 66.